Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fortress of Comic News, episode 275, our San Diego Comic-Con 2022 special. I'm one of your hosts, Chris, alongside my co-host, Mike. What's up, Mike?
Hey. Lots of crazy stuff going on. And, man, so I'm almost surprised at what D20, Disney's going to announce at D23 because they came to San Diego Comic-Con just like the old days with a whole Marvel timeline like we used to see. And DC showed up with, 2 trailers?
I was expecting nothing from DC, to be honest with you. Maybe what we got is like what I expected. The Shazam trailer, maybe a little bit of detail in Black Adam, and that was it. Marvel, I was expecting like big comic news. Did not expect what we got.
Yeah, not at all. We do have an interview today. Mr. Jonathan Hedrick is back. So look forward to that in between all this San Diego Comic-Con news. And what do you think? Want to just dive right into it all?
Yeah, because it's going to be a jam-packed show, Mike.
Grab your shovels, everybody. We're digging in. Okay.
Yeah, strap in, everybody.
Okay, so TV, we're going to start there. Marvel had a bunch of announcements, tons of animated series. So they did a whole animated series announcements. What If Season 2 come in 2023. And Season 3 is already in pre-production with a spin-off series for Marvel Zombies slated for 2024. And that's going to be the Disney Plus first TVMA content. And it's probably just because of all the gore and the guts, I would think.
Yeah, it's a first original, because they also announced this week that like Logan, Deadpool, and all that are coming to the service. That's going to be the first R-rated content of any sort.
Yeah.
Love Season 1 of What If. Looking forward to some Season 2.
It was fun stuff. That's
down for some Marvel Zombies. It all looks great.
Yeah, and I think everybody has said the What If Marvel Zombies was like their favorite episode. So
yeah. And there's so much good stuff they can do with it. I mean, if anyone hasn't read the original Marvel Zombies that Kirkman did back in the day, it's good stuff. It's great stuff.
And you don't want to hear it, but they can bring Deadpool into the fold to fight Marvel Zombies too. But I know you don't really care for that. But I'm sure the fans.
No, they can't because he's a garbage character.
There you go. Not actually announced at San Diego Comic-Con, just for everybody. We got more details on Spider-Man Freshman Year. This is going to launch 2024, and also will feature Charlie Cox returning as Daredevil. So it's an animated show, but it's so this is a prequel, right, to the movies?
Yeah. I think he's like a senior in the movies or something, but this is him as a freshman, just getting his powers before he meets Cap and all the events of Civil War.
Yeah.
Looks fun and interesting. It's kind of a bummer that the actor isn't coming back to play Spider-Man, but
he's not. Okay.
No, they're getting a voice sound alike, but I'll check it out. Could be cool. I'm always down for more Daredevil, so any Daredevil I can get, I will take.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about that soon. Finally, X-Men 97, the sequel to X-Men the animated series, set to launch the fall of 2023. The team featured in the series will be Rogue, Gambit, Beast, Jean Grey, Wolverine, Storm, Jubilee, Cyclops, Magneto being the leader of the team. Hell yeah. Let's bring them all back. That's what we want.
A seminal show of my youth that we don't talk about a lot because Batman always overshadows it, but I love this series. I'm down for it to come back. I'm probably going to rewatch the series in anticipation of this. It's cool. My childhood is now relevant again. I love it.
Oh yeah. So there's we get Loki Season 2. So there's a bunch of stuff they announced. Like Loki Season 2 is going to be summer 2023. The Daredevil Born Again will be on Disney Plus spring 2024. 18 episodes, and Charlie Cox will be back as Matt Murdock. So I know Chris was like in complete awe of that.
This was the news of the week for me.
Hell yeah.
You don't use the name Born Again lightly.
Okay.
Born Again is, it's a seminal Daredevil run. This is Frank Miller before Dark Knight Returns. This is what made the legend that is Frank Miller. I absolutely love this comic, and I'm really enjoyed Charlie Cox's Daredevil in the Netflix series. So to have him back doing live action stuff in the MCU proper, I'm so goddamn excited for this. This is the news of the weekend for me right here.
And they haven't really talked about if it's going to be. Did they say it's going to be a reboot, or they're going to talk about?
I think they're going for like a soft reboot, because I don't think they're going to start over from like him getting his powers and the suit and everything. It looks like he's going to be in the suit from Jump 1.
Okay.
And we'll talk about it later, but he also premieres in She-Hulk as well. So
cool.
And all right, some fucking crossover suit.
Okay, so now getting into the movie stuff, the next MCU phase is, of course, Phase 5. We have details of what's coming, and they're referring to this as the Multiverse Saga. And now we get some movie details. So we got the Wakanda Forever trailer. Super hype. They did it so well between the blending of No Woman, No Cry, and then the Kendrick Lamar song at the end was awesome. The way they blended those two songs in the trailer. The cinematography, it's the same director as the first one, but cinematography looks way better this time. And that being said, like this is a movie about Wakanda for sure. Like obviously it's called Wakanda Forever, but that glimpse at the end we get of Black Panther, I think it doesn't even matter who Black Panther is right now, because I'm so interested in seeing what's going on at Wakanda. And then obviously Chris's favorite character of all time, Namor, shows up. He comes out of the ocean a little pissed off, it looks like. Yeah, this is not your father's Aquaman, folks. He looks pissed.
Yeah, I'm going to spoil it now. Shuri is going to be Black Panther. That's the worst kept secret in Marvel history. So I loved everything about this movie. I love that they're referencing the death of Black Panther in this way, creating a new one through this movie. But let's talk about the important part of this movie. Namor appears. Not just Namor, dude. Atlanteans are in this.
Yeah. Straight up Atlanteans.
So I was down with the comic accurate suit that they put Namor in. I was shocked that they put him in basically underpants with little booties, but fuck yeah, they did it.
They did it. Also, the way
I'm just so stoked for this.
The way they represent Atlantis is like they're almost like Aztec style, like costumes and stuff like that, which is interesting to see. And I mean, a lot of those shots reminded me of Avatar, the new Avatar, especially the whale and everything.
Yeah, which has been like the modern way for Marvel to do Atlantis, is kind of an Aztec feel. The Atlanteans that aren't Namor are all blue because, Namor's half human, much like Aquaman. Yeah, it looks so good, and I'm just going to be watching it for I love the first Black Panther. I'm sure this one will be great too, but I'm going in just super stoked to get some Namor and Atlantean action.
Yeah, and it's pretty much just like, oh, it looks like somebody messed up his home when he was younger, and he's pissed about it. So, the
actor playing him looks great too.
Yeah, this movie's going to be heavy for sure. With all the Chadwick Boseman stuff, I'm curious how they're going to do his death in the movie. I almost want them just to say it was cancer. That way, like real things can affect these heroes.
I feel like it's going to be an off-screen death. Like, I don't think they're going to like CGI him losing to Kang or something.
Right.
Yeah, even if it's not directly cancer, if they say something,
health related.
Yeah, make the Black Panther mythos a little more and say like the the flower that gave him the power also was killing his body or something like that.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
do something
yeah.
cool with it. Yeah. There's
True.
some stuff they can do to be interesting.
The She-Hulk new trailer, I haven't watched it. I know you did. So you liked it, obviously, because we get Daredevil in it.
Yeah, so it's the CGI is still awful. I don't understand why she looks so bad because
Everything else looks good.
Yeah, because Hulk is in it and he looks phenomenal.
Yeah,
Like,
it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know it's something off about it.
yeah, it's weird, but the show looks fun, interesting. I actually think you might enjoy the premise here because she's basically starting a division for her law firm that deals with super powered stuff, and it looks like they're going to do like shitty heroes because they mention that a bunch of people with powers are coming out of the woodworks and they start showing some of these characters, and I'm like, oh, if they just do like crappy heroes and villains and like that's
in
who
like
she has
shitty
to,
costumes, yeah, that'd be great.
yeah. And then at the end Daredevil shows up in the classic yellow and red costume, which put me up hard. Like, I was all about that when I saw it. That's my favorite Daredevil costume. It never gets used. And it translated well into like the 0.5 seconds that we got of it.
You're like, I paused it and I stared at it for 30 minutes.
Yeah, dude. Like, this weekend was tearing me away from these trailers was rough.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Ant-Man Quantumania set to release February 17th, 2023. We got a first look at the three heroes and Kang the Conqueror. We also learned that MODOK will be in the film. Fucking MODOK. But dude, that poster with like the three of them and Kang behind them, you're like, okay, Kang's gonna start to be the big bad now. Like, this is where he starts to screw with everything. It's happening.
I almost wonder if they're going to make MODOK like a multiverse villain, like, or even someone from the distant future that like Kang brings out to try to take down Ant-Man or something.
Yeah, he's going to be working for MODOK.
We're like 3 announcements in, and you can already tell this is Phase 5, Chris's favorite stuff.
Yeah, for real. Holy shit!
When I saw that MODOK was officially announced to be a thing, I once again I popped hard, and now I'm just sitting back waiting to see who's going to play him. Like, yeah, one of my favorite villains of all time. Love me some MODOK. Please do him right.
Yeah, Chris has got a giant MODOK boner over there. Please don't ruin it, Marvel.
Let me keep this good feeling going.
Yeah, keep it going. Secret Invasion will launch on Disney Plus spring 2023. Yeah, and we don't really know much about that, but it's still happening. So,
yeah, Nick Fury thing. I'm sure it'll be good. I'll be interested to see more details. That's after She-Hulk, the nearest Disney Plus show we know about? Question mark?
Yeah. Right.
I don't feel like there's anything after She-Hulk, so I think that's going to be the next thing.
Okay. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will premiere May 5th, 2023. The Peacemaker star, Chukwudi Iwuji, will be playing the High Evolutionary. So he did a great job in Peacemaker. High Evolutionary is a villain, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think the real villain is going to be Adam Warlock here. I mean, we've heard so much shit about it. Like, they're going to have... I think they're going to hide it, but we got to get Adam Warlock at some point.
Adam Warlock's definitely the main villain here. I think High Evolutionary is going to be a role in the story that will affect... I think he will be in more than just this. Like, he's going to affect other things moving forward. Because he's kind of a big character. He's not a throwaway as much as some others can. I mean, Warlock's not even really, but because they waited so long to bring in Warlock and he's not connected to the Infinity Stones in this, at least we think, he's a little bit more throwaway, but I would love if he stuck around too. So, Guardians, man, like, yes. Yeah. That's all I gotta say. Yes, Guardians. I love the Guardians.
Yeah, more of that. Echo will launch on Disney Plus summer 2023. Every time I see that, I think of Echo the Dolphin.
great game.
Yeah.
I remember playing the PS2 version of Echo the Dolphin, and
Mhm.
you're swimming around, and you finish the first level, and then aliens come and start abducting the other dolphins, and I don't know what the fuck happened after that. But anyway,
Those games are so hard. Yeah, so whoever's excited for Echo, it's only a year away.
yeah, Echo is the new Miss Marvel for me. I'm not excited for it. I'm not really amped about it. Still check it out because it's an MCU thing, and
Right.
hopefully it surprises me in the same way that Miss Marvel did.
Yeah, still gotta watch Miss Marvel. The Marvels will premiere July 28th, 2023. Okay.
Looking forward to that. I mean, Miss Marvel led into the Marvels. I liked where they ended it. I like Kamala Khan in the MCU. It'll be cool to see what they do with it.
Okay, we're getting to the thing I'm excited about. Almost there. Ironheart will launch at Disney Plus fall 2023. The character will premiere in Wakanda forever. Okay, pretty cool.
Yep. And I get the feeling they're going to change her origin because she's in the comics. I'm not super familiar with her, but she's connected to Tony Stark somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how she becomes Ironheart. She takes over for Tony, but obviously Tony's dead. She's going to premiere in Wakanda forever, so I think she's going to be a Wakandian, Wakanda native. Let's go with that.
Yeah, there you go.
And she's going to create some sort of armor during the events of the movie that's going to lead into this show.
Mm-hmm. They'll need some armor to get down into Atlantis, and then that armor is going to become a suit of armor.
The Ironheart armor, yeah.
And the end credit scene is like, I think I'm going to need another upgrade. Roll credits.
Yeah.
So this will continue in Ironheart 2023.
I think Ironheart can be a cool character for them to mine
for sure.
in the MCU. Yeah.
So, okay, here we go. Blade will premiere November 3rd, 2023. Fuck yeah. Let's go. I've been sitting around this year not knowing that we're less than 2 years away from a Blade movie. Whew, man. Are you kidding me? Oh, God, I can't wait.
Yeah, so that basically wraps up 2023. And let me just say, 2023 is going to be dope as shit if all of these
dope
hit.
As shit. This is it. This is the year. This is it. Let's starting strong here. Let's keep it going.
And then the rumors flying around too that Dracula will appear in Blade have me real happy. Happy.
And then they're starting to talk about Phase 6 stuff. But so okay, we'll get into the other. So there's some other stuff. Agatha, Covenant of Chaos, is going to be a Disney Plus winter 2023-2024. That's the character from WandaVision. Going to see her doing some crazy stuff, I guess.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what they do with her.
It's almost like they're just kind of. Some of these are kind of like, okay, unless you get a good story going, I might not really care about this one.
This doesn't seem like something that was in the original doc. Like it seems like they hit with that Agatha Did It song, and they're like, oh, let's do an Agatha show.
Yeah.
So I'll be interested to see. I mean, that's happened before in the MCU, and it's worked out.
Captain America, New World Order will premiere May 3rd, 2024. I love that shit. New World Order.
Yeah.
That makes me think I'm going to see some Nazis.
Sam's premiere in the big screen as Captain America. It's a great. I love Sam as Captain America. I thought he was really great under the Nick Spencer run. I've enjoyed what they're doing with him currently. There's some good stuff to do. Let's hope they just pull it off.
Yeah. And now this technically isn't 2024 now Phase 6 that we're getting into?
I think Born Again starts Phase 6.
Okay.
And then Captain America.
Yeah, because they started announcing a lot of things. So basically for Phase 6, they showed us, like a few movies. So they showed us Captain America. Or no, I think Phase 6 starts with Fantastic Four, and then they only showed 2 Avengers movies, and that's all they have for that whole year. but obviously they're going to throw some other stuff in between. They just haven't shown anything.
Yeah, we'll probably get that news next year or 2 years from now.
But that's crazy. They're setting us up. So Thunderbolts will premiere July 26, 2024. We talked about that a little bit, but now we have a timeline for it.
Excited for that one.
Now to start off Phase 6, and they're kind of doing this like they did back in the day with the Avengers movies, setting it up like they know the high points. They just need to do everything in between. Fantastic Four will premiere November 8th, 2024. Please, 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 please don't mess this one up.
Yeah, it's a little disappointing what's happened with this movie so far. I mean, we were supposed to get was it John Watts, the Spider-Man director, doing it? Right. He dropped out for personal reasons. That kind of sucks because I thought he could have done oh, yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go with the pun. He would have done a fantastic job.
There you go. Nice.
And I'll be interested to see who they tap for it. Obviously, we need to know who's playing who. Is Jim from The Office playing Reed or not? Like, that's my big question.
Yeah. So I mean, seeing as how like most of the characters in the multiverse were the same, like, you know, all the Doctor Stranges were the same actor pretty much, I would think that if those rules apply for Multiverse of Madness, that we would get John Krasinski in every multiverse.
But they don't apply for Spider-Man.
True. Yeah.
So
yeah, what's up with these multiverse rules here, guys? Come on.
Yeah. They might not apply for Professor X because I doubt they're gonna wheel Patrick Stewart back out again. No offense, Patrick, I love you.
Okay, so this is the crazy stuff. The last crazy stuff for Marvel. The multiverse saga will end with 2 new Avengers movies: Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. Hell yeah! So we can almost imagine that it's going to be an Empire Strikes Back kind of thing, like with Infinity War, right? And then 6 months later, so that's May 2nd, 2025. And then 6 months later, we wait 6 months, we get Avengers Secret Wars premiering November 7th, 2025. Now, I'm sure that 6 months is going to get delayed, so let's not get our hopes up. But holy shit.
I think if it does get delayed, they get delayed together. This feels like, much like they did with Infinity War and Endgame, this feels like they shoot it all at once and then release it.
Hopefully.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's pretty obvious Kang Dynasty ends. Kang wins. He creates Battleworld. And then we get like whoever the main hero is going to be for this. We get him or her on Battleworld going, what the fuck? And then credits. And then Secret Wars is Secret Wars. Like,
yeah.
That's why there's some holes in here that I'm interested in. No mention of any mutant movies.
Right.
So what's going on with the mutants? Where are they? Are they in the main MCU universe? Like, I have questions there. And I think that ties in directly to Secret Wars. Could Secret Wars be the intro of the mutants? I mean, that's possible too. They could just cast all the X-Men and be like, they're on Battleworld.
Oh, yeah. They've been here.
Or they're from another dimension, universe, timeline, whatever you want to call it, and now it's going to be bring it all back together. Because remember, Secret Wars is basically Crisis on Infinite Earths, just the Marvel way.
Right.
It's all the different universes brought together into one Earth, and then they have to split it back up and form the way they want. So, yeah. And no Spider-Man in there either. I think that's important.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, like, we can almost assume that those 3 movies they put on the Phase 6, you're almost guaranteed a Spider-Man movie. You would hope that there's going to be, like, another Doctor Strange, probably.
Yeah.
So there's some things we can kind of speculate what's going to be in between those big heavy hitter movies.
Yeah, because, like, do you do Secret Wars and not do Black Suit Spider-Man?
Right. There's no way.
Like,
That's such.
I know we've done
iconic
Secret Wars
cover.
a few times without
Right.
Black Suit Spider-Man, but come on, Secret Wars is. I love Secret Wars. I enjoy the book. It's a seminal event just in comics, but everybody knows it for that one cover
Right.
of Spider-Man in the black suit.
Yeah.
When you say Secret Wars, as people think.
Also, last Spider-Man, they pretty much bring Venom, the symbiote, into that universe. So, like he gets he fights with the Venom, and he's like, "Oh man, that black suit's pretty cool." After credit scene in a black suit. This shit writes itself, Marvel.
I don't expect it to happen like it did in the comic.
Yeah.
Where Spider-Man walks up to a machine and is like, I need a new suit. And it hands him a black suit, and that just happens to be a symbiote. Like, yeah. But if you don't, I mean, one of the great things about Endgame was the moments throughout it. Mm-hmm. And if you don't recreate that cover on screen, it's going to feel empty, at least a little bit.
Yeah.
So
they got to do they got to do the big, like, crossover moments, like big event comic moments, like the Cap with the shield and the hammer. Like, come on, like those are the moments we got to be seeing if we're actually doing Secret Wars. Yeah, so I wouldn't be shocked if we get a Spider-Man thing announced somewhere in here, whether it's the next movie directly after, which there's precedent for. They did that with Endgame. Mm-hmm. Or something directly before, maybe in that Fantastic Four region. Yeah. I also think he might show up in some things too, but it comes down to the rumors around I'm zoning on the kid's names playing Spider-Man. I can't think of it either now because you said that. No, I can't. It's one of those things where I could say it all day long, and now that I'm on a microphone, I can't think of it. Right, but exactly, he said that he's like kind of done. He wants to take a break from acting and all this stuff. What's his contract? Is he going to be willing to do it? Do you flip it over to Miles and have Miles be the one that? I mean, I have questions, and it mostly revolves around Spider-Man. Yeah, we don't know if Tom Holland's going to be until they show him the check. Until they show him the check, then he's like, I think he's too young to take a break. Come on, man, get a few more years in and then take a break. Listen, he talked about taking a break. I think as soon as Marvel walks up, is like, listen, here's $1 billion. Mm-hmm. We want 2 more Spider-Man movies, and you got to appear in these 2 Avengers movies, and then cameos and this, and that. Yep. His break gets real short real quick. Okay, let's talk about the DC movies. After all that info, we got a few things from DC. Honestly, so first off, I know we were getting the Black Adam Hall H panel, but The Rock came out in his Black Adam suit, which is pretty cool. The Black Adam trailer that they released wasn't the one that Hall H got to see. The crazy part is Amanda Waller is confirmed in the new trailer that they got to see in Hall H. So that's interesting. How old is Amanda Waller? Well, that's just it. Like, is this movie taking place in modern day time? I think it is. You know what? I assumed it was in the past. I don't think they ever said it was. Right. We see the JSA. We just assume it's in the past. But with Amanda Waller being in it, that means it's present time. And that means there could be some crossover for like Suicide Squad because I mean, that was the thing about Amanda Waller. She wanted the task force to go into other countries and do the jobs that they can't do. And who's better to do that than Black Adam? So there's always been crossover with those characters, but that's pretty awesome. I love Amanda Waller in the DCU. Yeah, she's phenomenal. Yeah. Okay, so the new Black Adam trailer, I thought it was a lot better than the first one. I think it showed The Rock with a little more acting chops. I think we have a clear depiction of he's fighting the JSA. We got a lot of Dr. Fate in that trailer, and I think, honestly, I'm more excited. I think everybody's more excited for Dr. Fate than Black Adam because everybody loves Dr. Fate. I think the moment where he like is fighting Hawkman and like knocks the shit out of him, that's so comic accurate because almost every big fight with the Justice League, Hawkman's the first one to get like the shit knocked out of him. It's just that's just like the comic book rule for Hawkman. Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting take on a hero, like finding. It's interesting that it's like, okay, finding his middle ground of like, I have all this power, people have treated me like shit, but I don't want to be a full blown villain. So where do I stand, kind of thing, you know? Yeah, I'm excited for it. But then The Rock got booed in the panel because they asked him a question about Black Adam versus Superman. He goes, "Well, whoever would be playing Superman, because you know Henry Cavill won't come back, and we haven't had a Superman casting in I don't know how many years now." But he got booed for that, which is kind of sad. But I'm still excited for Black Adam.
Black Adam looks awesome. The trailer changed nothing for me. I thought the first one he showed off really great acting chops. I thought the first one looked phenomenal.
Oh yeah, I'm still
this just looked like more of what I expected. I'm excited for this one. This is hands down my most anticipated DC movie in a long time. So like you said, Dr. Fate's phenomenal. Pierce Brosnan's looks amazing. Is going to be perfect for the role. So
yeah, and seeing them fighting, I cannot wait to see that fight scene.
Yeah.
Shazam! Fury of the Gods trailer. This looks like a lot of fun. I mean, just as much fun as the first one. And Helen Mirren as the villain, I think is a really cool concept with the gods. You know, the fury of the gods. So like him using this power and like everybody's returning. Yeah, I think overall it just looks great. It looks like a lot of fun, just like the first one. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I love the couch scene where he's going through all the heroes, be like, where do I fit along with these guys?
Yeah.
It looks
true.
like it has the same humor. Weirdly the same like dark villains, because that dragon reminded me a lot of the Seven Deadly Sins.
Yeah, yep.
Which is okay. Lucy Liu coming back from retirement or wherever she's been.
Mm-hmm. She was doing that TV show for a long time, but yeah.
Was she? I thought I saw Charlie's Angels, and then she like dropped off Earth in my
she did a
world,
TV.
So.
Oh, she did like a Sherlock TV show for a long time. And
that's right.
Yeah, and then she she probably made a ton of money doing that show, and then like, I mean, she does movies here and there, but nothing like a big part like this. Like this is huge.
Yeah, it was great to see her back. Yeah, it looks like more of what the first movie was, and that's a good thing for me. Like I really like that first movie, so
yeah. Okay, let's talk about the shining gemstone in the gelatinous cube. The Dungeons and Dragons trailer, Honor Among Thieves. So, like, this might have been the trailer I was most excited for because Chris and I texted each other about it because I watched it and I'm like, holy shit! Like, this this has a lot of potential to be a good movie because we all know how much hot garbage the first Dungeons and Dragons movie was. This one is like, I would say the tone is like Guardians of the Galaxy, which is great because like that lightheartedness and like not so seriousness is kind of how we've always played our D&D campaigns, and I know that's how a lot of people play their D&D campaigns. You could always do a fantasy movie that's really serious. I know people are very serious with some D&D campaigns, but they're made to be fun, right? So this movie looks like a lot of fun, and it includes a lot of Dungeons and Dragons fans references. Like, what more do you want?
Yeah. The first movie was just a fantasy movie with a dragon in it, and they put the name on it.
Right.
This one had, like, as soon as I saw the owl bear, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. They're doing an owl bear.
Yeah.
And then the mimic shows up, and then the cube shows up. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
So you have a full blown party though. So you have a mage. Chris Pine obviously is the bard. That's amazing, playing the lute. Yeah. And like the like tropes of D&D are there too. Not the tropes, but like the things you typically Like the Bard seems like the overpowered character that nobody takes seriously, of course. You have the Displacer Beast. You have a black dragon that wasn't breathing fire, Chris. He was breathing like black, like ichor, and I was like, dude, someone understands us. The owlbear scene where he's like, "What's that?" He's like, "It's an owlbear." And that character is what, a druid or some type of like warg or something like that.
Probably a druid.
Yeah, that was amazing. And someone said like they hope that they include a scene that's like, you know, when someone drops out of your D&D group for a week or something, that like Chris Pine just comes in and plays like multiple characters in a scene or something, like depending on how fourth wall this is, like if this is just like a bunch of people, you know, sitting around a D&D table playing, actually, like who knows, but it looks awesome. The Paladin, I think there's a Paladin, right? At least something like that. And I would almost like, do you think we'll get a shot of Dritz in the movie, or like a reference to Dritz? Maybe that would be sick.
I don't know, but like they showed enchanted swords and all this, like
Oh yeah,
a lot of the good stuff. And my thing is I'm okay. Like the references we got are awesome, and I love them, and it shows me that they are treating it much like Marvel and DC are treating their properties, with respect to the where it came from. And if they do it right, that means they have a franchise. And as much as that word franchise, people like groan at it. Listen, if I'm at the point in my life, if I get a D&D franchise of movies, fuck all the haters. I will be so happy.
Oh yeah.
If we can get all the D&D stuff in like a trilogy of movies, or in like 4 or whatever. So I hope it hits. I like the lightheartedness of it. I kind of hope that it's not a kids playing D&D and this is their adventure. I hope it is inside the world, like adventure. Because they've done so much canon stuff in comics and novels and stuff with that. But I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down for it. It looks so fun.
I can't wait. It looks like a lot of fun. All the characters great. I mean, we see like a fireball. We see almost looks like some type of undead lich as and the whole premise is like, okay, guys, the reason we're doing this is because we fucked up the first time, which is classic D&D shit. If you've ever been at a D&D party, you never do it right the first time. Sometimes it takes you 10 times. So yeah, I'm so pumped for that. Can't wait. All right, everyone, we're going to jump to this interview with returning Mr. Jonathan Hedrick, and we'll see everybody on the other side.
And we're back.
We're back. So go pre-order all the great things Jonathan's doing. I know after this, I'm going to go pay for my my Lore Your Sights anthology that's available on the Mad Cave website to pre-order. So head on over there.
I will be pre-ordering Hyper Aware when I get my previous catalog next week.
Yeah,
actually today, when I get it today.
So how do you pre-order? So you pre-order from your phone, and it goes where?
So there's the Pullbox app, which is, so you have to go to your local comic shop and get invited to their Pullbox server.
Oh.
And you can just go on Diamond's website and just order it. So I can literally sit at home and just do all the orders myself, as opposed to sending an email out and then all that.
Wow.
There's good and
so
bad
convenient.
to it. There's a learning curve that
Yeah.
I messed up for a good couple months trying to get it right. But now that I got it down, it's much nicer. And if you're like me and you have like too big of a heart, it's real easy to sit at home and be like, I don't like this book anymore, I'm going to cancel it, as opposed to walking up to my shop owner and be like, yeah, can I cancel like these books?
Exactly. Yeah. I know what you mean. That's great. Takes out the awkward interactions. Perfect. Yeah. Okay, so let's jump into quite a bit of comic news that we have. Some big announcements from DC Comics. They're changing their crossover Dark Crisis and some new spin-off one-shots. The change is simply that the full title of the series will be Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths. All right. And now it's confirmed to be a direct sequel to Crisis on Infinite Earths. All right.
And they're reprinting the first 3 issues with the full title. So now my infested collector brain, do I buy the first 3 and add them to my collection, the reprints, so that I
this is
have
messed
all of
up.
them with the right title on?
I feel like they're just doing this to make more money, but anyways,
They're doing it because more people like me are reading or buying physical comics and have an infected, fucked up brain who will do this and don't learn their lesson.
You can't put Crisis on Infinite Earths on a book without people coming and buying it because they're like, "Oh shit, I remember that. It was so good."
I will give them a little credit though for not doing that from the jump, because I do think that more people would have jumped on Dark Crisis from day one if they knew it was Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths. Even though,
for sure,
but
come on. Now for the spinoffs. Dark Crisis: The Dark Army will be written by Dennis Culver, Delilah S. Dawson, and Mark Waid, and will follow Damian Wayne, Red Canary, and Dr. Light as they take on Pariah's Dark Army and reveal a major secret about Dr. Light's role in the original Crisis. Mark Waid, I'm in. Let's go.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah, I don't care that it's Dr. Light, whatever.
It's a weird pairing, though.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of strange. Red Canary. Like, okay. Dark Crisis, The Deadly Green, written by Joshua Williamson, Dan Waters, Ram V, and Alex Pecknadel, with art by Daniel Baylis. It will follow the Swamp Thing as he tries to figure out why the Great Darkness has teamed up with Pariah. Swamp Thing, I'm in. Let's go.
I'm in too, for different reasons. Because my brain is screwed up and I need all of the crossover
because
tie-ins.
I got a fucked up brain. Dark Crisis Warzone, written by Stephanie Williams, Jeremy Adams, and more to be announced later. This anthology will focus on non-superhero people and how the events of Dark Crisis affects them. Okay, not so excited for this one. But I will have to get it.
I'm on the other end of that.
Okay.
That's the most exciting for me. And here's why. Because we always talk about that as fans.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what does the person at the coffee... what does the guy driving the FedEx truck do when Crisis on Infinite Earths happens?
Yeah, right.
And...
there's a lot more mail to deliver, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It makes my job way harder. But it's a fun conversation that we have, and I'll be interested to see how creators take that and do something with it. And whether it really translates into something, or if it is just fans talking and having fun, it's really not a good story opportunity. So I'm most excited about this for morbid curiosity's sake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to read it either way. I got it. I mean, I have to. So.
It's a tie into a big crossover. I'm going to read it.
Tom King entering the world of Detective Comics with a new series about the original star of the series, Sam Bradley. The series is titled Gotham City Year One, will be drawn by Phil Hester. Don't know if I'll be picking this up.
Nope. Kind of out on Tom King, to be honest with you. I'm literally, I have held firm now after my most recent Batman debacle with Tom King that it's a wait and see approach with Tom King.
Yep. DC has also announced a new slate of Batman related series this fall. This is going to be interesting. GCPD, The Blue Wall, written by John Ridley, art by Stefano Raphael. The series is going to follow Renee Montoya. And I believe someone tweeted about this, that they're not happy because who created Renee Montoya? I can't think of the writer. Is not happy that they're bringing Renee Montoya back into the GCPD. I forgot who it was.
I don't know. All I know is that's going to be a big no for Chris over here.
I'm not reading it either. It doesn't really matter because I was reading that tweet and I'm like, nobody's going to read this book to begin with, unless we're completely wrong. But this one's kind of.
Do you get the feeling with John Ridley that he's just pitching books and they're just like, yeah, you're John Ridley, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, like just do it.
That's
whatever.
the feeling I get with John Ridley.
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to realize. Joker, The Man Who Stopped Laughing, by writer Matthew Rosenberg, art by Carmen Di Giodomenico. This will follow the events of James Tynion IV's Joker series. So I mean, I love Matt Rosenberg, so I'll probably check this out. And
this is we talked about it in the interview. This will be issue 1 pickup. If it does not hook me immediately, it's not getting an issue.
Exactly.
2. I love Rosenberg too, but it's got to get me right away.
Yep. I'm excited for this one. Batman Incorporated, written by Ed Bryson, art by John Timms, will follow Ghostmaker and his Batman Incorporated crew from Joshua Williamson's Batman run. I'll read that. See, okay, yeah, we have Ghostmaker, that's whatever. Put him with Batman Incorporated. I think that's a great spot to have him. We don't need him in the mainstream Batman book anymore. And I love me some Batman Incorporated. So, yeah, let's do it.
As do I. I love Batman Inc. It's my favorite thing that came out of that series.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a big fan of Ghostmaker, but to be fair, we didn't get a ton of Ghostmaker, so
yeah, right.
Let's see what he makes of them. And Ed Brisson's a decent writer. I'll be picking this one up, no doubt.
And honestly, I don't know if it's that I don't like Ghostmaker. I like him. I think I don't like the thing that DC does where, okay, you finish the comic, here's a 3-page story that you need to follow along with this comic story. With, Ghostmaker in the back of the Batman book, and they're like, okay, now remember what happened here, because you got to remember it next month, too. And it's but I'm not getting enough story with this guy.
It feels like DC went on so long with nobody wanting to create new characters.
Yeah.
And because of that, they were kind of mining the past over and over and over and over again. And now that I'm assuming they've got a more creator friendly deal, and they got more created characters inside their universe, Punchline, Ghostmaker, so on, that they get them. And especially if they're tied to Batman somehow, it's all right, you had 2 issues, you get your own series now. It's
right.
Okay. I mean, at least it's not Ghostmaker number 1, but
right.
We didn't get enough of him for me to get a feel of he's anything interesting or new in the Batman mythos.
Yeah, agreed. Finally, Batman and Spawn will reunite for the 3rd installment of their crossover. A new one-shot in December, written by Todd McFarlane with art by Greg Capullo. Hell yeah, let's go. Why not?
So I'm not really a big Spawn fan.
Me either.
For some reason, and I can tell you the reason, but for some reason, I have the other 2 crossovers of this that happened.
Uh-huh.
So A, I'm going to get it because Capullo's the man.
Yep.
But B, I'm going to get it because I'm I got to follow the crossover in the 3rd issue, right?
Right.
And the reason I got it originally was the first Spawn Batman crossover was a Frank Miller joint.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
that's it's a cool thing, and Capullo doing the art, I can't wait to see it. It's going to look awesome. Capullo going back to Spawn is pretty hype too. Marvel has announced Peter David's next trip down memory lane with a limited series called Joe Fix-It coming in 2023. Okay, Joe Fix-It.
People love them some Joe Fix-It.
Really?
Oh yeah. I was in the comic shop when the new Fantastic Four, literally called New Fantastic Four, book came out with Joe Fix-It, Patch, and all them. And mind you, it's one comic shop, but multiple people coming in talking about how excited they are to have that Fantastic Four book.
Wow.
I was shocked. I figured one person ordered it.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
But multiple people told me how excited they were. I was like, oh, good. I'm glad that something you love is back. And they're bringing them back a lot, and cool for them. I've never really had the fascination with Joe Fix-It. A lot of people have, but I'm glad Peter David's still getting work.
Yeah, good for him. Doctor Strange is getting a new limited series called Doctor Strange Fall Sunrise. The series will be written and drawn by Trad Moore, and will have Doctor Strange travel to an alternate world where he must survive using only his magic and wits. Doesn't he always survive using his magic and wits?
Yeah.
This is invigorating stuff we got going on.
I don't get the fascination with Tradmore, personally. I think he's I'd like his style to an extent, but it's very it's got to be on the right thing. And I almost felt like I dealt with it during the Silver Surfer run he did with Donnie, as opposed to it improving the book, if that makes sense.
Yeah, his art's kind of wild.
Yeah, but with Doctor Strange, if he does cool things, his art could be really good with Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So I'll be interested to see how that one turns out.
This is pretty crazy. Marvel released an image teasing a new creative team for Fantastic Four. It's heavily speculated that it'll be Jonathan Hickman and Valerio Schiti, who also released a cryptic teaser about their new Marvel series. I will pick this up in a heartbeat. I'm waiting for a main new Fantastic Four ongoing, and I will pick it up.
That you enjoy?
Yeah, that I enjoy. That one that's readable, and yeah.
I will pick up whatever Hickman does next. It could be he could take over Deadpool, and I will check it out.
Oh, shit.
I love Hickman to death. Valerio Schiti's art is fantastic. It's a tiny bit of a letdown that's Fantastic Four for me. Not because I don't like the Fantastic Four, but because we already did this.
Yeah. It was a good run, though.
To see. These could be two separate news stories, but everybody's connecting dots together. So
right.
That'll be a fun thread to follow in the next couple of weeks and months.
Jason Aaron's run on Avengers is coming to a close this winter, not without a bang. The series will end with all three Avengers teams coming together for an epic battle. This battle will bring together Avengers Forever, and the 1 million BC Avengers, starting with a one-shot comic called Avengers Assemble Alpha 1, drawn by Brian Hitch. Ooh.
Bittersweet. I'm really enjoying Jason Aaron's run. I think he's been hitting a real stride with this multiverse stuff that he's been doing recently.
Yeah, I need to start checking this out.
He's got an end in sight. So what I suggest to everybody, I like the beginning of his run. It kind of tailed in the middle there a little bit, although I still think Heroes Reborn was really great. But if you want to get into it, I'd have to look up the exact issue, but it was like a big milestone issue, and that started the whole multiverse thing that they're doing. And from there is awesome because it's all just straight multiverse fun with these different Avengers teams, and
that's cool.
Yeah, and it also comes with the bittersweet nature of it. Also comes the excitement of who takes over the Avengers.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw the name out every time, but it's also funny to me because he keeps taking over Jason Aaron books when Jason leaves, but Donnie's on the table.
Yeah.
But I don't think Donnie will get this one.
Let's see. I'm excited for this. Spinning out of the Avengers comic comes a new one-shot called Blade Vampire Nation. This comic will be written by Mark Russell, hell yeah, with art by Miko Suayan. This comic will show Blade as the sheriff of Vampire Nation trying to uncover the secrets behind an assassination attempt on none other than Dracula himself. Sounds awesome.
Yeah, and that's one of the fun points of the Jason Aaron Avengers run was the fight with Dracula, creating this new Vampire Nation, and then just Blade randomly becoming the sheriff of Vampire Nation.
It's awesome.
So I'll check this out. Not only just because Mark Russell's on it, but because I like that tie from the Avengers when I was reading it.
We now know what the next couple of Marvel event titles will be. First, simply called Cold War. It'll reunite the two Captain America titles to reveal the secret history of Cap Shield and the return of Nomad, but not Steve Rogers' Nomad. Interesting.
I'm in. Nomad. Yeah. Nomad for life, everybody. It's a Cap event. Of course, I'm going to read it.
Captain America event. Chris is in. Also, there is Dark Web, which will be a crossover with Spider-Man World of the X-Men as they fight the Goblin Queen and the many Spider clones. Cool, I guess. Sounds neat.
I'm sure Spider-Man fans are so excited.
Oh, yeah.
I saw all the different... It's like the Power Rangers of goblins now. There's like a gold goblin, there's a red goblin, there's a green goblin.
They're probably,
I don't know what's happening. I don't want to know what's happening.
But I'm happy for them. Yes. This is sick. Boom Studios bring back a fan favorite crossover. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. Sequel will be written by Ryan Perot and art by Dan Mora. Yes. More of this stuff.
Yeah, Boom's killing it with these crossovers. I mean, I know you're really liking the Godzilla Power Rangers one.
So good. Yeah.
They did, I believe they did did they do the Batman? Turtles. No, Batman Turtles was IDW.
Yeah.
But just
IDW does
these
good ones.
crossovers in general, like
Yeah.
these kind of pseudo-independent studios with these big property names doing these cool crossovers are just awesome. And yeah, this is a cool one. I remember reading the first one, loving it.
Boom also has a new creator-owned series with Damn Them All. The series will be written by Simon Spurrier and art by Charlie Adler. It'll follow an occultist for hire detective who must track down demons and bring them all back to hell. Sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, and having Adler back on a new book, he's been kind of out of the spotlight for a minute. He did a few things for some British publisher for a little bit that I enjoyed. But the book sounds cool. And interesting little fact, like industry fact, this was actually announced as Charlie Adler being the head. Like normally it goes writer, artist, colorist. When they announced this, they put Charlie's name first.
Oh, that's cool.
So, I mean, that's big because he's the artist for The Walking Dead. So
right,
he's one of the biggest artists in the world. Makes sense, but it was cool to see that.
Yeah, it is. IDW is giving the people what they want with a new Godzilla limited series this fall called Godzilla Monsters and Protectors All Hail the King. The series is set to be a direct sequel to Godzilla Monsters and Protectors, written by Eric Burnham, art by Dan Schuning. More Godzilla. I need to read the last series. I haven't read that one yet, but I love me some Godzilla.
Oh, I figured you were all over that one.
No, I have not read it yet.
The excitement in your eyes for this.
No,
one.
I'm excited. I read the Colin Bunn Godzilla stuff, and now I got to move on to this. IDW is expanding the TMNT Last Ronin universe with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin, The Lost Years 5-issue series. The series will dig deeper into the events that led to the death of TMNT and be written by Kevin Eastman himself and Tom Waltz with art by S.L. Gallant and Ben Bishop. So I know that's been a huge series for them, and it's cool to see they're doing more stuff with it.
Yeah, I really liked Last Ronin. It hit all the right spots at all the right times. I'll check this out. I kind of think that Last Ronin should have been left be.
Yeah.
But I'm a sucker to be taken advantage of, so I'll probably check it out. But if you haven't, Last Ronin has hit trade recently. Everybody, if you're a little bit of a Turtles fan, check that book out. It's just phenomenal.
Through all the fun this week, we had some sad news. Alan Grant, the Scottish-based comic writer, known for his work a lot in 2000 AD and Batman, passed away at 73, which is fairly young, I would say. But yeah, so rest in peace, Alan. Hope, our condolences to his family. And again, we always say this when someone of this caliber who has, left a legacy behind in comics, you're almost immortalized. So it's sad, but it's also bittersweet that we have this collection of stories, that we could look back on. So
yeah, the man's work will live on forever. So his family, his kids, whoever can take solace in that he has fans for the end of time. Like those books will live on.
Yeah.
And these movies will take from those books too. What I want to say real quick to everybody out there, because I've personally experienced this. This is a reminder, even through COVID and all that, if there's like a creator or someone that you really want to meet and you want to say thank you to, or you want a picture with or whatever, get out to the con, go do it, go meet them. I missed a chance to meet Joe Simon. I missed a chance to meet Stan Lee. And in both instances, I said, oh, they'll be there next year.
Right.
Joe Simon died a week later, and Stan Lee died 2 months later.
Yep.
And we had the experience with Batman.
Adam West.
Adam West.
Yep.
When we were literally a month away.
Yeah.
And that's why I'll talk about more at the end of the show. But I'm going to be at TriffCon soon, and I'm heading right over to Kevin Conroy's desk, and I'm going to shake that man's hand right away.
Nice.
So
and then get him on the show.
God, that'd be a dream.
Yeah.
But just everybody out there, this is a reminder. Like these creators we love, you don't know.
Right.
So
exactly. So
don't be afraid. Go out there and do it.
Yep. with that, let's talk about what we read this week, Chris.
I'll try to keep mine short.
Yeah. I read the first trade of Billionaire Island. I really liked it. I just found that in a store, picked it up because I had not read it yet. So Mark Russell killing it. A little too real at some points, but that's why it was so good. Caught up on 8 Billion Genies, number 3. Like you said, very good story. Seeing the superheroes is kind of cool at the end. Aquaman, The Flash, Voidsong. Did you read this?
I did.
So basically, they got to team up and fight one of the Voidsong's ships and destroy it, and now they're on for like a full-on assault. But they saved Mara, and basically they find out that the machine in Atlantis is like the reason the Voidsong is there. Right? It's they were like studying the Flash's speed force and created some comic book science to. Now this machine is like doing something that brought the Voidsong there. I couldn't really pay attention to the science too much. But now they have to go fight it together, and they're suiting up with their space suits. They're going to go take the fight to the Voidsong in space. I think that's pretty much that.
Yeah, it was a good issue.
Yeah, it was still a good issue.
Yeah.
This is Batman Superman World's Finest number 5. Was that last week or 2 weeks?
Nope, that's this week.
This week, yeah. Oh, yeah. So this is a crazy story. They find out they need to trap the Devil Neza, but to do so, someone has to stay behind while they trap him. So there's this huge fight where they try to like trap him in the Phantom Zone, and then he gets out because he's too powerful. So what they do is they trap him in the zone, and then Superman flies him into the crypt and locks himself in the crypt. But what he does is he brings in the Phantom Zone projector and shoots himself. And what happens is there's a tear in the Phantom Zone left from when the Devil Neza broke out. So he like pulls himself through the tear in the Phantom Zone and survives, and the Devil Neza's trapped. The next thing is, and where we go from there is Batman versus Robin, because we have years later we have Damian finding the tomb of Devil Neza. So I don't think this is over.
No, that's that crossover they announced a few months back.
Yep.
Really liked where this ended. Really confused on where it's going forward, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Kind of all over the place now. Batman the Knight number 7. This was like the magical training of Batman, which I thought was pretty cool because he really doesn't believe any of it, but then he understands that he has to he realized he has to understand it, and that there's a cost associated. It was really good at explaining why Batman isn't John Constantine, right? Like this will drive you mad and insane, and you can't be Batman and a magic user all in one. It just doesn't work. I thought it was a really good issue. And I think that's all I got to this week. I had to read Jurassic League, Shang-Chi, Shaolin Cowboy, Black Adam, and Godzilla vs. Power Rangers still.
So I'll try to be fast. Venom Leaks Protection number 4 was really good. Kind of got down to who put out the bounty on him, and now that's going to be the next issue, which will conclude the series. Fun series. The shitty villains in this issue were Sticks and Stones.
Nice.
Jurassic League number 3. Won't spoil much, but just fun dinosaur superhero action. This series is a blast. Seven Sons number 2, which kind of dealt with the idea that at least one of the sons isn't too fond of the idea of being the Messiah and kind of sneaks off and like goes in parties and stuff. We then also get kind of a backstory as to how they were all born and under what circumstances they were born. And it has almost an Umbrella Academy vibe to it, where they were just kind of born one day.
Okay.
But really good issue. Liked where it's going with it. So keep on with that one. And then The trio of Scott Snyder books that hit Comixology this week.
Oh, yeah, I gotta read those.
Dudley, Datson, and the Forever Machine was really cool. It's a kid who's trying to be an inventor, but he's kind of a failed inventor. Whenever he invents something, something goes wrong. Until something happens that kind of puts him in a corner, and he now has to use his power to defend himself in another kind of.
And that was with Jamal Eagle on the art, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
That was, so there's 3 books. That was my second favorite of the 3. My least favorite, but I still really enjoyed it, was Barnstormers, which is about a pilot who goes from town to town in the 20s, putting on shows, trying to make money. And he ends up like messing up somebody's wedding, thinking it's like they're waiting there for him.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets him in trouble, and where he gets kidnapped. But then the wife in the wedding is like, we find out that there's something wrong with the family, and she was kind of married under bad conditions, and she wants to run away.
Okay.
There's also some sort of sci-fi element, because he keeps saying that he's an ex war pilot, but we find out that's a lie, and there's some sort of weird robot thing that keeps showing up that he references and knows about, but does not get explained to us as the reader.
Mm-hmm.
And then my favorite was Canary, which is an Old West tale. It's about this guy who's a U.S. Marshal, and he's in the territories that have not become a part of the United States yet.
Okay.
And he's also an author who writes these like pulp books about himself, but he obviously embellishes everything. So he's a celebrity on top of everything. And he has to go back to this area where something bad happened. And we get kind of a glimpse that there was an interaction that was bad, but we don't really know exactly. But I like the Old West vibe of it. And the art was really fantastic for that one. And then Avengers 58. This is a really great issue because it takes place in the past in feudal Japan.
Oh, nice.
So the multiverse masters of the universe are using time to fuck with the Avengers to try to take them out of the game. So they're going back in time trying to defend them, and they end up in this feudal Japan where they find a Ghost Rider who's a Ronin samurai.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to fend off all these different attacks from anything from like, I'm sorry, it's not the Masters of Evil, it's the devil. Fuck. Whatever his name is. Mephisto. So Mephisto sends these like, so we're in feudal Japan, and he sends these demon bikers after them, and then he sends like demon warriors after them and everything, and the Ghost Rider Ronin just wrecks face with all of them.
That's awesome.
Really great, fun issue. One-shot story that kind of fits in with everything they're doing. X Judgment Day. This book's not the best. It's more of, I like the Avengers stuff in here, where the Avengers trying to figure out what the Eternals' endgame is and what they're doing, because they know it's something bad. But every time they go to the Eternals, it was just like them talking about why mutants are bad, why they're deviants, and this and that. And obviously somebody's taking over the Eternals and has taken them away from the roots of being heroes. And they sent this creature after the mutants on Mars and just like decimated a bunch of people. It's it's a weird story. I'm not really sure about it. And then the last one I got, and I saved this for last for a reason, Mike, Skybound X number 25.
Oh, yeah.
There's 4 stories in here. The other 3 I didn't really care for. So we're going to talk about the one I did care for, which was Battle Beast.
Oh, hell yeah. There's a Battle Beast story? Oh, man.
There is indeed. So art by Ryan Otley.
Wow.
It's Battle Beast immediately after his fight with Invincible and the crew. He goes back to his ship, and you find out that he like stole this ship from a bunch of people and killed them all and is just eating them. and his only companion is the computer.
Oh.
And he tells the computer that like his entire purpose in life is to battle until he finds someone worthy enough to kill him because he has this sickness in him.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't spoil too much what goes on, but there's that conversation, and then it ends with a to be continued question mark.
Oh.
So Kirkman's really fucking with me now.
Right. If we could get a Battle Beast series, I'd be so happy.
Yeah, and where they leave it, they could easily do one that would be fun and interesting. It doesn't have to go on for super long. It could be like 12 issues.
Yeah.
So I really hope that they do it. Otley is working at Marvel right now, so who knows when that'll come down, but
yeah,
still enjoying it.
I hope so. I can still dream.
So, Mike, that's everything I had this week. Where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Fortress Ricker on Twitter. Where can they find you and or the show?
You can find me at Fortress Chris on Twitter and the show at FortressComics_ on Twitter or at FortressComicNews.com. And if you want to find me in real life, I will be in Connecticut next week for Terrific Con. So everybody, if you're there, say hi or whatever. I'll be there hanging out, talking to people, trying to convince people who are way too big to be on the show, and probably buying some back issues of Captain America.
Hell yeah.
So if you want to support the show, remember to give us a 5-star review on podcatchers everywhere, YouTube, like, subscribe, share, comment down below, and Patreon at patreon.com/fortresscomics. Thank you all so much for listening this week. We'll see you all here next week.